All right, let's talk about the invisible armor that protects our most valuable information whenever it's on the move. I mean, from your personal bank records to your company's biggest secrets, how does all that data actually stay safe?
No, really, just stop and think about that for a second. Every single email you send, every file you upload, is it truly secure? That's a big question we're going to unpack right now.
So before we can even talk about the solution, you've got to understand the problem. And the problem is that every piece of data we send goes on what can be a pretty dangerous journey.
And we're not talking about something that happens once in a while. This is a constant, massive flow of information. It's the data that literally powers our economy, our healthcare, our businesses, all of it just zipping across the globe every single second.
And here is the core of it. The moment a file leaves the safety of your computer or your phone, it's out in the open. As it travels from point A to point B, it's exposed and it can be intercepted, read, or even changed. That's just the built-in risk of our super-connected world.
So how in the world do we protect our data on this risky trip? Well, we give it a shield. And we're going to look at the anatomy of that shield, a process that we call secure file transfer.
The definition sounds pretty simple, right? But the idea behind it is incredibly powerful. The goal isn't just to hit send and hope for the best. It's to guarantee that your file arrives safely, privately, and exactly the way you sent it. It's all about building a secure tunnel through all that empty, vulnerable space online.
Now, what's really cool is how this shield is built. It's not just one thing. It's made up of 5 different layers of protection. Let's break them down. First up, you've got encryption. This basically scrambles your data into unreadable gobbledygook. Then there's authentication, which is like a digital bouncer at a club. It makes sure only the right people can send or get the file. After that is data integrity. Think of this like a tamper-proof seal on a package. It tells you if anyone has messed with the file. Then you have attack prevention, which actively guards against common cyber attacks. And finally, audit and compliance, which creates a detailed log, a digital paper trail, so you know exactly who did what and when, which is super important for legal stuff.
So you see, when you put all these layers together, you get this incredible system where your data is scrambled, only the right people can touch it, it's protected from tampering, shielded from attacks, and totally auditable. To really get the difference this all makes, let's use an analogy that we can all understand. Let's compare sending a file to mailing something in the real world. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Sending a file the insecure way, like through a basic email or an old-school server, is literally like writing your most sensitive info on a postcard and just dropping it in the mail. Anyone who touches it can read everything.
And this chart just lays out how different these two things are. It's night and day. On the left, you've got the postcard. Everything's in plain text, security is weak, you have no idea if someone's messed with it, and there's no record of who saw it. It totally exposes your data. But on the right, the locked package, it's the complete opposite. It's encrypted, you need strong ID to open it, it tells you if it's been tampered with, and it logs everything.
So what's the big takeaway here? It all comes down to 2 words: control and visibility. With the insecure method, you lose both the second you hit send. But with a secure transfer, you are in control from start to finish.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the how. Now let's talk about the most important part. Why does any of this matter so much in the real world?
And let me tell you, this isn't some niche tech for a few geeks. It is the absolute backbone for the industries we rely on every single day. I mean, look at this. Finance and healthcare are at the top, but it's just as vital for e-commerce, big companies, and even government.
And just look at what's at stake. We're not talking about minor problems here. In finance, it's your actual money. In healthcare, your most private medical records. For a company, it could be the secret sauce that makes their business work. The risks are just enormous.
And this is a really crucial point. A data breach is never just a tech problem for the IT team to fix. It's a full-blown crisis. We're talking huge financial losses, lawsuits, and a company's reputation just completely tanking. But you know, let's flip this around. This whole thing isn't just about playing defense and preventing bad stuff. It's also about proactively building something good: trust. When a company takes the steps to protect your data, they're sending a powerful message. They're telling you, we value you, we respect your privacy, and you can trust us. It's a huge part of their relationship with you. So let's wrap up with this thought. In the world we live in today, data is like currency. It's an incredibly valuable asset. And letting it fly around unprotected while it's on the move, that's just not an option anymore. It's absolutely essential. So the real question for all of us isn't if we should be protecting our data in transit, it's how well are we actually doing it.